Hi, I'm Mark, and this is my journey through tarot. So this is a test today because I'm trying a new video technique. I've got the laptop in front of me, but I have an old phone filming above me here, flat down onto the cards. So we'll see how this works, and this will be test number one. So I thought I'd just do a general draw on the mood of the day. And there's so much going on in the world. It's almost hard to hard to make a choice of one thing that you want to talk about. But I have made some a list here. So the New York City Prosecutor Mark Pomerantz, New York City Prosecutor Mark Pomerantz. So that's who's been hired, apparently, to go into Mr. number 45's world. And this is the fellow who had actually created the structure of the RICO laws for racketeering. Gosh, when was it? Was it the 80s or early? I really don't know when it was. But yeah, Mark Pomerantz. So that'll be interesting to see what this fella has to say. All right. And we'll do a little of this. Very nervous with this camera above because I don't know how I don't have a video to see in front of me to see how it's filming. So maybe that's something I can work on. But anyway, we'll split these cards up and then do a draw on Mark Pomerantz. Mark Pomerantz. So that's who's been hired, apparently, to go into Mr. number 45's world. And this is the fellow who had actually created the structure of the RICO laws for racketeering. Gosh, when was it? Was it the 80s or early? I really don't know when it was. But yeah, Mark Pomerantz. So that'll be interesting to see what this fella has to say. All right. And we'll do a little of this. Very nervous with this camera above because I don't know how I don't have a video to see in front of me to see how it's filming. So maybe that's something I can work on. But anyway, we'll split these cards up and then do a draw on Mark Pomerantz. Mark Pomerantz. New York Prosecutor to look into Mr. 45. What's going to happen there? Okay, so we'll do a pull these across and then pull 6 and another 4 at the end. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That last one really didn't want to come out, so we'll see what that's all about. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be Celtic Cross. Mark Pomerantz. The signifier card is the King of Cups, and you wouldn't think that this fellow would be a King of Cups. You think he'd be more of something more or dire. But that's the signifier, and the King of Cups is the master of his domain. He is also the master of the passions and the compassion that he would rule his kingdom over. He has a huge cup that he's holding on to, and the gray skies are behind him. I would say he's looking to the future. Although this is a lot of turbulent passion and emotion that he is holding domain over. So that's the King of Cups as a signifier. The challenge to the King of Cups then is the Tower. My goodness, Mark Pomerantz. So Mark Pomerantz, if you're signified by the King of Cups and your challenge is the Tower, so the Tower is a catastrophe, a hard stop, a big jolt in your situation or in a situation. So the challenge to him is the Tower. Well, you know what? This makes me think of Trump Tower, doesn't it? Falling apart. And so his challenge is to find the pieces of the tragic Trump Tower. Huh. And that's interesting that's across a fellow of compassion. So very, very interesting. You know what? Let's put this like this. Then we're going to say the base of this reading then is the Ace of Pentacles. And when you have the Ace of Pentacles, you're being handed a big, heavy dose of value, of an opportunity. You're being given a chance, more than a chance. You're really being heaped onto this responsibility, because certainly if you've gotten a chance or an opportunity or a lot of value, then it's all a responsibility. So a huge amount of responsibility. And if we look down through this garden in the back, we can still see that there are peaks to climb. Even if once you go through this garden gate, once you start off on this journey, there are peaks to climb. So that's the base of this reading. So in the past, here is the Knight of Swords, and this fella has been a prosecutor. So if a prosecutor is not a Knight of Swords, I don't know who is. And he was going the other way. I suppose he was retired, and so this always makes me think that he was, this fella's gonna consider turning around and going to work on this deal here, which he has. So that was the past. In the sky for Mark Pomerantz is working together. So these folks, we've got someone here doing the labor, or it could be the artist. These are the folks, someone with some plans and ideas and perspectives. I don't know if you can see the face in this fellow right here. It looks very cooperative, and this fellow is very intent on what this person is expressing, and so they're all working together to put something together for the public to look at. So, and he's had to actually get up on a bench. Now, that's pretty appropriate for a prosecutor to get up on a bench to start to put the final elements of this, of whatever they're putting together here with consultation. Sounds ominous to me. And then the, wow, I really wanted that card, didn't I? The outcome is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups. And man, if that's the outcome here, that makes me sad, because, this is, so this Queen of Cups is sitting here on her treasures, and she has a lovely big ornate cup. She's just on the edge of all the passion and the emotion, and look at the blue effort going on in the sky. She's got a couple of cherubs looking over her, and a little fella right here with a fish in his hand. Actually, I don't know if you can see that, but a little, not a devil, but certainly not as sweet a cherub as these, probably. So the Queen of Cups in his immediate future. Is that for Mark Pomerantz, or is that for, let's face it, this is talking about Donald Trump. So let's keep that in reserve. So the self of Mark Pomerantz right now is a Page of Swords. And it is. The page is at the beginning of something. He's bringing something to the issue, and swords certainly can talk about legal issues and a double edge. And yeah, this is a vibrant, ready to swing that sword, Page of Swords, as the self of Mark Pomerantz in the environment of how things were in the past. And remembering, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of cups, and 6 of cups speaks to us about remembering, a good time in the past. And certainly he's had a lot of wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's had a lot of trophies in his past to look fondly on. So that's the environment that he's in. Everyone's remembering how great he was and expecting a lot out of him. Then the hopes and the fears right here is going to be the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles brings forth, it's it's a message, it's an offering, but it's not like if it was a knight or a queen or a king. But the Page of Pentacles is bringing forth something of value in the hopes and fears. So maybe this Mark Pomerantz aims for something modest. I don't know. And then the final outcome then is going to be The Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune always says to me that you just don't know where it's going to land. You know, you've got the devil here on the way down from the wheel. You would presume that this is going in this direction, and he's coming down on that, and it's got a way before he comes back up. So, you know, maybe we have a good area here to have some good fortune before we start to get into some little devilish issues right here. If this devil was turned around coming at me head first, I'd be more worried about it. But we could grab this devil by the foot if we needed to. And so that's the Wheel of Fortune. And I would say it's in our favor. So that's my read today for Mark Pomerantz. And we'll see how this video comes out in the end. Well, thanks so much for being here. My name is Mark. This is my journey through tarot. And I really appreciate that you stopped by. And I hope that you'll stop by again soon. Thanks. Bye.